Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby!
There's nowhere to stitch the jugular. All of your blood will be on the floor in 4 minutes.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
DJANGO. The D is silent.
Get in my belly!
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on The Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
We got them, John and Dan, both in the house today. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Good.
Okay, good.
Good Friday. Lots of winning sports.
A lot of things to talk about in sports. Let's talk a little NBA, because this is getting weird for me to say. But with the big win for the Timberwolves over the Warriors, 121-110, again, I say, hypothetically, let's just do this quick. I don't know that the Timberwolves move on if Steph Curry wasn't hurt. I know this isn't a big take. He played 13 minutes in the first game, scored 13 points, and they won. We never won. I thought this should be a 20-point blowout with him gone. We never won more than the 11 that we had the other day. Is that a moral victory, or you just take them when you come and we're good? Because I'm looking at the rest of this. We'll get into this. This is looking very good for us the rest of the way. Your thoughts, Dan?
I know I'm seeing lots of other takes, though, too, saying that the Wolves just don't have it easy the rest of the way because now they'll have to finally face real competition. Is kind of the theory. Would they? I think they still could have gone on. It just would have been a longer series. I think they'd still be playing right now if. But yeah,
John, is that a bad theory? I don't mean to be mean. I mean, you take the team that's in front of you. We can do nothing about him getting a leg cramp or is that going out, but he's worth 5 to 7 points a game. In which those other two games we won by 5 and 7. I don't think we win. So now we're in, like Dan says, for a very long haul. Your thoughts on? It's lucky, but sometimes lucky is better than good.
Well, sometimes it is, but I think the Wolves brought it too. Mm-hmm. I still think they would have won the series, even with Curry. Now, it might have gone 6 games, possibly even 7. But I've said throughout the season the Wolves can match with anybody in the league if they're all bringing it on a night. Randall was playing so good it wouldn't have made any difference if Curry was there or not. I mean, you just don't know.
Well, and that's the second point I would make of this, and I'm not ripping Ant in the least. Ant is a phenomenal ball player, but you have got to be given the MVP through the series so far. The Western Conference so far has to go to Randall, right? Whenever we need a bucket, some team's on an 8-0 run, he puts his butt in there and he does what he's got to do or shoots the 3. Randall, to me, is the MVP thus far in this for the Wolves, right, John? Come on.
Isn't there always some kind of unsung hero in any sport in the playoffs who comes out and you're like, where was this guy all season?
Yeah.
In baseball, it's some second baseman who hits 259 and he goes on a tear and hits 450 for the series or 3 homers or something. So our version is Randall, and I'm glad.
Yeah.
And I'm perfectly fine with it.
Dan, you with me on this? He's the unsung hero thus far?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Now, I would put him up a little bit higher than the 259 hitting obscure second baseman going into the series. But
he's always plagued by the when he gets into the playoffs. He never does well, and he's absolutely doing better now in the playoffs than the regular season. I'm happy for him. But let's talk the actual series itself now. Thunder Nuggets. Nuggets win last night. Now it's tied 3-3, so now they will play again on Saturday. 7-game series. You got to love that for whoever one we play. But I'm going to start with Dan. Who do we want to play? The 60-some win Thunder team, which we had beaten in the regular season? A Nuggets team that didn't come alive till now, and now you look at their 2-star players. Holy smokes. Even Sick Murray was unbelievable last night. Which one do you want, Dan?
This is a sick. This man is sick. This man almost didn't play.
Yeah,
I love one of the recaps I read through too. It's talked about all the great role players stepping up, and then and Jokic added 29 points.
He had a double, a triple double. He again, and it's like whatever.
Yeah. He had it. He just led the team in
Points and
points,
assists.
rebounds, and assists. So that's all.
It is a byline for him. You got to be mad when you're that good and they're going to give the MVP to that SGA guy, and you're sitting there going, just triple doubles? That's all I do?
Yeah. It's boring now. But going into yesterday, I would have said 100% that I would rather play Denver in the next series. But I don't know, these guys. I think they may be a different team than what we took out last year. In the playoffs, that wasn't the worst. That wasn't the hardest series they had all last year.
But John, your thoughts? The same question. Which would you rather play, Thunder or Nuggies?
Well, it's an interesting question. If you would have asked me a week ago, I would have said, "Oh, Denver, come on, we got their number. We can do it. We did it again, or we'll do it again." But I think Oklahoma is showing a little bit of their playoff inexperience. They kind of waltzed through that first round.
Yeah.
They weren't tested too much. Of course, they're playing the really low seed, right? Now it's a little tougher, and it's showing on them a bit. And the fact they're going to have to play 7 games, that's going to wear you down some too. So, they're going to get a day and a half before they got to play on Tuesday against us. And granted, it'll be at either place. I mean, they get the home advantage, but I think we can beat either one.
I think we have a shot at either one. I think we match up better with the Thunder. Just young, lanky, skinny kids.
Yeah.
I think the Nuggets give us some real problems, especially if Murray's going to play that well. Because what do you do with Jokic? You can't tell me that Gobe is going to take him out. It's just the matchup problems are worse for us for the Nuggets. Anyway, the other side, just quick, the Pacers have already moved on, but the Knicks and the Celtics, 3-2, they're playing this evening. The Celtics, who I thought were going to walk through this thing, have to win tonight just to get it to a Game 7. Who wins through this? Dan?
At this point, I think I got to say the Knicks. Now, they should, if they don't win it in Game 6, they may be in trouble, but I think they will take it in Game 6.
All right.
But it's like, what a shock. I mean, who would have thought? Who would have seriously thought that the Knicks would, I think everyone assumed that it might go, 6 games or something, but at best. But the Celtics are going to pull it out. And they still might. But at this point, I think it's the Knicks.
John, let me throw it this way. Let's say the Knicks do win this thing, and it's Knicks and Pacers. Are we all not begging for the Knicks and the Timberwolves to get in the championship? You
stole my thunder, Al.
Sorry.
That was my theory.
Sorry, John.
There's a cabal of executives in a dark room conspiring with the media so they can just run that story into the ground when the time comes.
Oh. Those stories are
Karl
already
Anthony
written.
Towns against his former team. They traded him away.
Yeah.
And now they're in the chip.
You're saying there would be a league conspiracy on behalf of the Wolves?
I tell you what, I said
team, I thought all the conspiracies were anti-Minnesota.
when they made that trade, I said it was good for Minnesota, and I would still say that even when we got to the championship together, I think it was best for both teams. I think we're a better team without Cat. Obviously, the Knicks are a better team with them. I mean, I know that sounds weird, but it seems to have worked out. Got to go to break. When we come back, we'll swatch over your Minnesota Twins. 11 straight wins, and it's all over now. It's done. The collision in short field. We'll talk about it right after this.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease! It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
Are you kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-ALS Show.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a good run while we had it. I've got John and Dan on, the guys at the end of the bench. Minnesota Twins, 11 in a row. A lot of them against the Orioles, let's be honest, but the Orioles aren't that bad a squad. But huge news yesterday in the win, 4-0 win. Buxton and Correa bean into each other in a shallow fly ball to left, and both go out for concussion protocol. Did you see the play, Dan?
I did. Yeah, I was watching that one. I was watching that one live, and it didn't look like there was all that much going on at in real time. So I was almost kind of like, they're going to go ahead and they're going to just be playful. I thought they were just being kind of silly and playful by just laying down there as if we got to Correa will do that kind of stuff sometimes.
Sure.
But then it's like, whoa, wait, they're still down. They're still down, and then the replays with Buxton's chin running right into the back of Correa's shoulder, and then hitting heads after that. It's like, ooh, yeah, that's not pretty.
So your thoughts? I mean, if you go into concussion protocol, it's 7 days off at least. So is that what we're thinking?
No, it doesn't mean they have one.
Oh.
It just means they get observed.
So we don't know if he's going to be back. They're going to be back today or not?
They could be back sooner if they don't show signs of it.
Yeah,
I don't know how soon.
I don't recall. I think they're out today, but I'm not sure about the rest of it.
Can we, even if they come back and we keep playing great ball like we're playing, we can at least be honest and say it's just not worth it. Here's a team that has won 11 straight ball games, still in fourth place, still 5 games back. We aren't catching crap in the Central Division. Again, 8-2 with the Detroit Tigers. We're just not gaining anything. Dan, you're laughing at me. What do you got to do? What's the team got to do?
They're a game and a half out of second place now, or something like that.
Yeah,
so it's
it's
like I know. It's a yes. I would love to be able to keep up with the Tigers. Who would have thought we'd be saying that right now? Tigers, the dominant team in the American League. But they are a legitimately good team, but they're not going to keep up this pace. I mean, if they do,
No.
more power to them, boy. It's like, but just kind of the old sports cliche of do what you can for your, kind of take care of your own side of the street, which the Twins did not do the first month of the season. But now they're starting, and now they are absolutely taking care of their side.
Talk to me, John. I don't understand how this stat works. Minnesota on a run differential is up 28, a positive 28 in the run differential. Cleveland Guardians 2 spots ahead of them in the Central. They have a negative 14. I don't know the math. Did they get a get out of jail free card? How do you score less than the other guys and still have a better record than the team who just won 11 in a row?
Because when they lose really bad.
Really bad.
You should ask Dan. He's the stat man. But, getting back to that Tigers question, if we were in the Western Division, we'd be in a virtual tie for first.
Yeah.
So that's how...
A game out of the East, one game behind New York in the East if we went there. Yeah.
Yeah. So you say we're not gaining ground, but I look at it as, well, we're not losing ground, because if Detroit was in either one of those other divisions, those teams would be way behind.
Yeah.
So we're going to get there. I mean, we're right there. We're a half a game out of third and a game and a half out of second. We could overtake one or both of those teams in a few days here, depending on how we play.
Well, give me your thoughts on the Brewers, Dan. It's going to be tough to guess if you don't have Correa or Buxton in, because I think morally this team will be, upset. But how do they do with that series?
I think 2 out of 3, because I think Milwaukee is just kind of Milwaukee. I mean, they're not playing as badly as the Orioles are right now, but they're not playing great, and they are a better team than what they're showing. But I still think 2 out of 3 in Milwaukee.
How about you, John? Yeah, thank you. Thanks for clarifying, Johnny.
I would agree with Dan on that. Zebby Matthews is going to pitch, I think, on the Sunday game, because they sent Simeon Woods Richardson down. So that'll be interesting. But I'm a little more concerned about Bader. Our all-star left fielder out with his groin. I hope it's not a serious thing. They said it didn't seem to be, but those groin injuries can be tricky. And
it didn't seem to be a bad thing.
Amazing gold glove defense out there.
A groin injury really is a personal thing. I don't think someone else could look at your groin and say exactly, oh, that looks like grade A. What are you talking about? That's such a personal injury. I don't care how long you've been in the business. That's personal.
Rub some dirt on it and get back out there.
All right. One last time before I let you guys go. Did you guys see the Minnesota Vikings schedule that came out? Somebody loves us. We start with a Monday night game, then there was Sunday night game. Okay, then we play the Bengals. We have a game in
Ireland and England.
Back to back. Now, I'm not a real fan of that because I don't know how to get the ribs done by 8:30 in the morning, but I'll figure something out. Your thoughts on we are in all kinds of prime time. Dan?
It helps when it helps when you become a fun team to watch. Now the problem is we don't know what the offense. A second year in a row, we have no idea what the offense is going to be coming into the season. Just because it's like,
that's a good point.
What kind of quarterback do we have? But at the same time, they were a fun team to watch last year. So I think the NFL is picking up on that there's some momentum going their way.
John, you with it? Is that a good thing? We're going to be in back-to-back across the pond. I don't know. How do you even get a team ready for that?
I don't know. And the fact they're going to be over there back-to-back, I mean, presumably they'll stay there that week in between, right?
Or go visiting, sure. Have a pint.
Getting jet lagged to death coming back and forth. But spending a week plus in Europe gallivanting around. So can you see those guys in an Irish bar, piling in and then getting into some brogues over there and some story going on about, Vikings.
We're going to run out of time, but guys, do this for me on Monday when you come back. Let's talk about this. What good does it do to play in Ireland? What good does it do to play in London when there's never going to be a team there? You're not going to fly a home team back and forth every week across the pond one way or the other. They're just not going to do it. So why do I got to get up at 8:30? That's the question we'll ponder next week.
Generate viewership.
I don't care how many Dubliners watch. Got to go.
Frost in the playoffs.
Al. Yeah, what's it?
Here to them.
Got to
To the
go.
Frost.
More after this.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management,